I started rowing the summer before my freshman year of high school, and I did an inner city learn to row camp that was run by the mayor's office. That was over 20 years ago. We're in a very interesting time in our culture where, we are seeing change, and we are seeing, Black people really do some really phenomenal and amazing things. And I also think that, it's a pendulum, and as much as we swing forward, we swing that same distance back. And I think people are very excited about what I'm doing. I think people aren't sure. There's a lot of uncertainty because in order to do what I'm doing, I had to break some of the rules. And I think whenever change is constant, and when you have to break the rules, that means that, you're not operating under the same authority that others are. And we can operate in that authority because I'm not white. I had to break the rules. We had to bust in there. I think conversation is important. I think we're getting into this scary place in our culture where social media and everyone is, putting out opinions and putting out what they're feeling and putting out what they're, thinking, and there's no response. And I think there is a very slippery slope of, where the actual generations start to suffer. And I think the generations are getting wide. There's a gap and it's widening. And I think one of the things that I like that we do well is we actually make you sit down and we talk. You have to have a conversation because, my experience isn't the same as anyone else's experience. And I think we have to sit down and say, hey, this happened to me. This is what I think. This is what I'm thinking. And once we're having those conversations, I think that's where change lives.
Catch good. Give me a little bit of port pressure, Jay. On that right foot. So when you're bowing that quad,
change can be subversive. It can be, it can happen in, the blink of an eye. It's just connecting all the dots and actually creating an environment where it can thrive.
You're not gonna stop. I'm not gonna let you stop. Here's your right leg right here. Hard. Even harder.
I think that they are more shocked that I'm Black and in this business than that I'm a woman in this business. I think that reads first. I think
real hard, right foot.
it's just not a regular thing.
Good. Yeah. Again, real hard on that right foot right here.
I myself had to learn how to answer when somebody asks me what I do. I had to learn what to say. I had to learn, because it's just like for a long time I was just saying I was a rowing coach, and whenever people would ask, whenever you say you're a rowing coach, the immediate next question is for who? And I would say myself, and then it would be, what does that mean? So I had to actually get in the mirror and practice. Whenever people ask me what do, what do I say? Because it's that there's no example. There's no I'm an engineer, there's no questions after that. I'm an attorney. There's no questions after that. I'm a rowing coach. You're a rowing coach for who? Obviously you coach for someone because you couldn't possibly coach for yourself, so it's interesting. So now I say I own a rowing organization. So anyway, that was a learning curve for me. And I am the only Black woman in the country that runs a rowing business, and it's just sad. It's 2017, so absolutely people are amazed. And I think it's also, I've worked extremely hard, and people are always quick to tell me what I cannot do. You don't have a head for business. You're not a detailed person. You have to do it this way, or you have to do it this way. I have been in this sport for a long time, and I knew that I could make a difference. I knew that I had what it took to do this one thing really well. One thing I've mastered is I knew I could make this sport approachable, and I knew I could make this sport make sense to anyone. So no one looks like me owns rowing equipment and owns their own launch and owns their own stuff, and you know, not having to ask for permission and not having to check in and getting to make decisions about what money goes where, and you know, being able to coach for free if I want to, if somebody can't afford it. And you know, absolutely, by living my life and living on my terms, I am changing the landscape of rowing.